Today, we're heading deep into the mountains with Jack and Tu Tien to discover how a simple day of gathering wild bamboo shoots can wash away every worry and reveal that true happiness may be as simple as listening to a flowing stream. If you enjoy this journey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our upcoming videos. Soft sunlight slowly spilled over the mountains, painting the small wooden house in a warm golden glow. A gentle mist still floated above the rice fields, and the air carried the fresh scent of damp earth after the cool night. Inside the kitchen, Tu Tien had already started boiling water over the wood stove. The familiar crackling sound of burning firewood mixed with birds singing outside the window. Jack walked out onto the porch, stretching his arms as he took a deep breath. He smiled. I don't remember the last time I woke up because of birds instead of my phone. Tu Tien laughed while pouring hot tea into 2 small cups. Out here, the birds are much more reliable than an alarm clock. Jack picked up the warm cup and looked around. There were no traffic noises, no emails waiting, no messages demanding immediate attention, only mountains, trees, and an unbelievable kind of silence that somehow felt alive. After breakfast, Tu Tien placed 2 woven bamboo baskets beside the doorway. We should leave before the sun gets too high. Jack looked curiously at the baskets. So these are today's backpacks? She nodded proudly. Not backpacks. These are mountain baskets. They've carried food, vegetables, firewood, and bamboo shoots for generations. Jack carefully picked one up. It actually feels lighter than I expected. It won't stay light for long, Tu Tien teased. I plan on filling yours. Jack laughed. I had a feeling this wasn't going to be an easy vacation. It isn't. It's much better. A few minutes later, they started walking along the narrow trail behind the house. Morning dew still covered the grass. Their shoes became slightly wet with every step. The small stream beside the path sparkled under the early sunlight, flowing gently between smooth stones that had rested there for decades. Jack slowed his pace. Everything around him seemed to move more slowly. Even time itself felt different. Back in the city, every minute belonged to meetings, deadlines, investors, and endless decisions. Here, 1 hour could disappear while simply listening to water flowing over rocks. Neither of them hurried. There was no reason to. As they continued deeper into the forest, Tu Tien suddenly stopped beside a cluster of green leaves. She pointed toward the ground. See this? Jack bent down. At first he saw nothing unusual. Then a small pointed tip emerged through the soil. A bamboo shoot? She smiled. Exactly. But this one's still too young. If we harvest it now, it won't taste good. Jack looked surprised. I thought younger meant better. Only if you know which kind. She gently brushed away some leaves. Mountain bamboo has its own timing. If you rush, you lose the flavor. Jack nodded thoughtfully. Sounds strangely similar to running a company. Tu Tien laughed. You compare everything to business. Occupational habit? She smiled. Maybe the forest will fix that. Not far away, she discovered another bamboo shoot. This one was larger, firm, healthy. She carefully dug around the roots using a small hoe she had carried from home. Jack watched closely. Every movement was calm. Nothing was wasted. Within seconds, the bamboo shoot came free from the ground. She handed it to Jack. This one's perfect. Jack examined it with genuine excitement. I've bought bamboo shoots at supermarkets before, but I've never actually seen where they come from. Most people haven't. They only see food. They don't see the forest. Jack quietly placed the bamboo shoot inside his basket. It somehow felt more valuable than anything wrapped in expensive packaging. They continued walking. Along the way, Tu Tien pointed out different edible plants growing naturally beside the stream. This one can be boiled. This one is good for soup. This one only grows after heavy rain. Jack tried his best to memorize everything. After only 5 minutes, he laughed and admitted defeat. I already forgot half of them. That's okay. I've spent 20 years learning them. You've had about 5 minutes. Jack shook his head. Fair point. As the trail became steeper, Tu Tien moved confidently between rocks and tree roots. Jack followed carefully behind. Occasionally, she reached back to help him cross a slippery section. Other times, he instinctively reached out first. Neither of them said much. The quiet itself had become comfortable. At one point, Jack noticed her basket looked much heavier than his. Without saying anything, he gently took it from her shoulder. I'll carry this. Tu Tien immediately protested. It's fine. I do this every week. Jack smiled. I know. But today you're not alone. She looked at him for a second before letting go of the basket. All right, but don't complain later. Jack lifted both baskets. His expression changed instantly. Oh, now I understand why you laughed earlier. Tu Tien couldn't stop smiling. Still want to help? Jack adjusted the weight on his shoulders. Absolutely. Just maybe at a slower speed. They both burst into laughter, their voices echoing softly through the quiet forest. For the next hour, they continued collecting bamboo shoots, wild vegetables, and small bundles of dry firewood that had fallen naturally from old trees. The basket slowly became heavier, but somehow, Jack felt lighter. Every step carried away another piece of stress he hadn't even realized he was holding. For the first time in a very long time, he wasn't thinking about tomorrow. He wasn't thinking about work. He wasn't thinking about success. He was simply walking beside someone who knew this forest like family. And somehow, that felt like exactly where he was supposed to be. The forest slowly opened into a small clearing, where the stream widened into a shallow pool of crystal-clear water. Large rocks rested along the edge, polished smooth by years of flowing currents. Tu Tien gently set her basket down before sitting on one of the stones. We should rest for a while. Jack lowered both baskets onto the ground and let out an exaggerated sigh. I officially have a new respect for anyone who lives in the mountains. She laughed. And we're only halfway. Jack looked at the baskets. Please tell me you're joking. I wish I were. The two of them burst into laughter once again. The peaceful sound drifted through the trees before disappearing into the valley. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. The only sounds were water flowing over rocks, leaves swaying gently in the breeze, and distant birds calling from somewhere high above the forest. Jack leaned back against a large boulder. He closed his eyes. For the first time in what felt like years, his mind was completely quiet. No business plans, no financial reports, no meetings waiting for him. Nothing demanded his attention. Nothing needed to be solved. Just silence, real silence. After several minutes, Jack opened his eyes and stared at the stream. You know, in the city, I always thought resting meant booking a vacation. Tu Tien quietly listened. I'd spend money flying somewhere beautiful. I'd stay in expensive hotels. I'd tell myself I was relaxing. He smiled softly, but somehow, I always came back feeling tired. The stream continued flowing between them. Jack watched the water pass around each stone without rushing. He spoke again, almost to himself. "Now I finally understand. Sometimes sitting here, listening to water, is enough." He took another deep breath. "I haven't looked at my phone once today. And I don't even miss it." Tu Tien smiled warmly. "Our village doesn't have many exciting things." She picked up a small pebble and gently tossed it into the stream. Tiny ripples spread across the water. "But we've always had one thing." Jack turned toward her. "What?" She smiled. "Time. Time to eat together. Time to work together. Time to wait for each other." She looked toward the mountains surrounding them. "We don't have everything, but we never feel like we're running out of life." Jack quietly absorbed every word. Back home, people constantly searched for ways to save time. Faster transportation, faster internet, faster meetings, faster decisions. Yet everyone always complained there wasn't enough time. Here, people moved more slowly, but somehow, they seemed to have all the time they needed. Jack laughed softly. "I think I've spent my whole career trying to buy something that can't actually be bought." Tu Tien tilted her head. "What?" "Peace." She smiled without saying anything. Sometimes, silence answered better than words. After finishing their short break, they stood up and continued gathering a few more vegetables growing beside the stream. Before heading home, Tu Tien filled a small bamboo bottle with fresh mountain water. She handed it to Jack. "Taste it." He took a careful sip. His eyes widened. "That's incredible." "It tastes..." He searched for the right word. "Alive." She laughed. "No filters. No bottles. No factories. Just the mountain." Jack looked down at the clear water inside the bamboo container. "It might be the best water I've ever had." By early afternoon, the sun had climbed higher above the trees. The two baskets were finally full. Their walk home felt slower, not because they were tired, but because neither of them wanted the day to end too quickly. As they reached the house, Tu Tien immediately began sorting everything they had collected. The fresh bamboo shoots were carefully peeled. The tender outer layers came away easily, revealing pale yellow centers that smelled wonderfully fresh. Jack watched closely. "So this is the part we eat?" "Exactly." "The older layers are too tough." She handed him another bamboo shoot. "Your turn." Jack tried peeling one himself. Within seconds, pieces were flying everywhere. Tu Tien laughed so hard she nearly dropped hers. "I don't think that's how it's supposed to work." Jack looked down at the messy pile around his feet. "I think I just reduced dinner by 20%. She smiled. "That's all right. Everyone starts somewhere." Together, they carried a large pot outside and placed it over the wood stove. Soon, the fresh bamboo shoots were boiling gently. Steam rose into the afternoon sky, carrying their sweet, earthy aroma through the yard. Once they had finished cooking, Tu Tien separated the bamboo shoots into 2 baskets. Jack looked confused. "Why split them?" "We'll eat one today." She pointed toward the second basket. "The rest will be dried in the sun." "They'll last for months," Jack nodded. "So, nothing goes to waste." She smiled. "Out here, we don't throw away tomorrow's meals." While the bamboo shoots cooled, they gathered vegetables from the small garden and prepared a simple soup. There was no complicated recipe, no expensive ingredients, only fresh vegetables, mountain bamboo shoots, a few herbs, and clear broth simmered slowly over the fire. As the meal cooked, Jack helped arrange the remaining firewood beneath the porch. The afternoon breeze carried the smell of smoke through the garden. Everything felt unhurried. Everything felt exactly right. When lunch was finally ready, they sat together outside beneath the shade of an old tree. Jack took his first spoonful. He closed his eyes again. I don't know if it's because I'm hungry or because we picked everything ourselves, but this tastes completely different. Tu Tien smiled. Food always tastes better when you know where it comes from. Jack nodded slowly. I think you're right. After lunch, they washed the dishes together before quietly sitting on the porch. The afternoon slowly drifted toward evening. Golden sunlight stretched across the small yard. Jack looked toward the vegetable garden behind the house. Several rows of vegetables had become overgrown. Some bamboo supports had fallen over. Weeds had begun appearing between the plants. He stood without saying a word. Walking into the garden, he picked up an old hoe resting beside the fence. He turned toward Tu Tien with a smile. I think these vegetables have been waiting for us. She looked over and laughed. I was wondering when you'd notice. Jack rested the hoe on his shoulder. Tomorrow. He looked across the entire garden. Ha! Let's bring this place back to life. Tu Tien smiled warmly. I'd love that. As the camera slowly pulled back, the evening sun disappeared behind the mountains. The peaceful little garden glowed beneath the fading light. Tomorrow would bring another day, another simple task, another quiet lesson, and another chance for Jack to discover that sometimes the richest life isn't the busiest one. Jack and Tu Tien spend a peaceful day hiking through the forest, gathering fresh bamboo shoots, wild vegetables, and firewood while sharing simple conversations along the way. As they rest beside a quiet mountain stream, Jack realizes that true happiness doesn't come from luxury, but from slowing down and enjoying life's simplest moments. Inspired by the countryside's peaceful rhythm, he returns home ready to restore the family garden with Tu Tien.